Hello everyone, Mortified 666 here, and it's been a hot minute since I've done a video, but what you're seeing here is some footage from the OSR Dev Series Round 3 at Watkins Glen. We are at just starting lap 13 of a 22 lap race. I had the unfortunate mistake of having an incident on lap 3, which we'll get to see coming up in a moment, just after Xavier here overtakes me. So my tyres are running about, I think they're around close to 9 laps old by this stage. So they're feeling very second-hand. A lot of the guys around me are all coming out on brand new fresh rubber. So you should see the incident starting right about now. Here we go. So coming through the S's up the hill. Still slightly cold tyres, bit of understeer following a car, and I just clipped the wall, which was enough to give me bent steering and forced me into the pits to take my one fast repair that I had available. So right now I've got Craig right behind me, who is, we are battling for P16, but there are still pit stops happening around us. In the white car behind us is Nathan. Nathan will come into the battle a lot later on. So this is the battle for 10th overall. So it ends up being quite an intense long battle. So anyway, we're coming around to finish off lap 13, and in a moment we will be coming towards the pit exit, which we'll see Ben and Alex coming hot out of the pits on some fresh tyres. So yeah, that was so this actually proved to be quite an interesting moment. So you can see the cars coming out. Alex is in the black Southwest car, I think the sponsor is, and Ben is in the black and green. So they both come out on cold, fresh tyres. My initial thought is, okay, my tyres are warm, my fuel's burnt down a bit. All right, let's see if we can't give some pressure to these guys initially. So I try and head down, look towards the guys in front of me, and try and ignore the fact that Craig is barreling down behind me. His tyres are now coming up to pressure and temperature after his pit stop. So he's going now thinking, okay, I want to attack the car in front of me. So, yeah, we Ben and Alex end up having a few side-by-side moments. You can see Alex there really struggling to just get his tyres up to grip, feeling the pressure of me behind him on warm tyres, while also trying to optimise and get onto Ben. He would like to overtake him if he can. Ben goes a bit wide. Run side by side up the hill here. Alex ends up pulling back in line behind Ben. Ben would eventually go off and disappear down the track, but it does take him a little bit of time just to warm his tyres up. So side by side again, coming out of the boot section, and I'm trying to see if there is anywhere I can make a move and go past. We do have some lap traffic up in front of us that does sort of come into play a little bit, but nothing too major. So Craig here, this moment actually I completely lost sight of Craig. He pulled out to try and see if he could sneak up, and I knew I could see him on my relative that he was too close, but I didn't have him in any of my mirrors, so I just had to have faith that he was going to pull back in line, which he did. Run on me to get into turn 1. Watkins Glen, I have to say, is an amazing track for V8 supercars. In racing in general, it's probably one of my favourite tracks in the iRacing service. Well, it's a little bit quiet, as quiet as this race gets. I am fairly new to the V8 supercar. I haven't actually raced the V8 supercar in over 5 years. This is my first season back into it. This is about my 4th race. So there was a lot of tyre management learning going on while doing this, hence why I'm participating in the Dev Series. and you'll see that there are a lot of little mistakes and other things like that. So a lot of fun, good challenging racing. There you see Ben overtaking the back marker. So Ben is starting to manage to escape from Alex. And Alex now has, I believe it's his teammate. Oh, bit of an off-track moment there for myself. His teammate, I can't remember who that was, I'm sorry, but one of his teammates had a poor race and found himself a lap down and gets out of the way nicely for everyone, so it doesn't hold anyone up, but just another consideration we've got as we're racing. You see Craig now, I think this is actually the real close one Craig gets, so this is the one I was thinking about before. Craig almost gets side by side. He really got a good run out of that final turn. I had no idea where he was, and I just had to, my spotter wasn't saying left or right or anything like that, so I knew he was around me somewhere, but I just had to have faith that he wasn't going to be in it. I did go a little bit wide in anticipation for him to try and poke his nose up, but he ended up pulling out. This run up the hill through the S's was getting scarier and scarier as the laps went on. So at this stage, my tyres are 12 laps old. A lot of the guys, their tyres and pressures are now coming up to full pressure. As we sort of go along, so we've got Alex's teammate now. Alex has lapped his teammate, and I've got him right in front of me. He's not slowing me down at this point. It's unfortunate that I'm not sure what incident happened to them, but they found themselves down because they did have to pace the racers. Did the right thing and got out of their way to not hinder the race, but it's they were quite on point and probably could have been in battling for our similar positions at the same time. So you can see now we're starting to get a bit of a cork in the old bottle. Cars behind us are joining into this battle. So again, this is the battle for 10th overall, with people in this battle finishing in 10th and 11th by the end of the race. So you may be hearing some bells in the background. My little Terra Sylvester is playing with his toy behind me, so apologies if you are. You can see definitely that my tyres are struggling. There you go. Oh, this I actually forgot to get footage of that separately, but Alex had a big moment coming out of the final turn. I actually gave the wall a little scrape and ended up on the grass and managed to save it, but I knew I wanted to capitalise on this. So coming up the hill here, I threw it in there and I just ultra committed and got over. Now I felt it right here I got a bit of a slide and I wasn't happy with my run. So I stayed to the inside in the hopes of keeping Alex having to go around the outside of me. You see his teammate right behind us too. That's Craig right behind us. And Alex manages to try and hold around the outside, but then ends up falling off and falling back into line. So at this point here, I'm sort of pioneering because I'm on old tyres. This is the first time in a while I haven't had a car in front of me, so I'm now having to prick my own brake markers rather than reacting to the cars in front of me's brakes. You can see I go a bit deep on some of the corners, and all I'm really hoping right now is that Craig is going to give Alex a hard time. And you can see Craig is all over the back of Alex. So I think they end up holding positions overall, but really, really hard, clean racing between everyone involved, which is a lot of fun. I'm absolutely gripping the wheel right now. We've got about 6 laps to go. Coming up to 5 laps to go at line. So still a lot of racing to go, and you see the lap times. The lap times are a bit sporadic because we're battling so hard, pushing so hard on my tyres, and that's so quite degraded at this point. Really struggling to just try and keep clean, consistent lap times and try and gap out a little bit. But so come down here, manage a little bit wide on the apex, but you can see now that white Sparko car is Nathan. I believe he gets Craig on this lap. Craig does make a mistake. We'll see that in a little bit later. Again, I can feel Alex getting a good run of me. I try and, alright, I'm going to go to the inside if you're going, but no, he gets inside before I can block that line off. So I've been forced to take the racing line, which puts me on the outside into the carousel. Hard braking, and I know I've got to shut that door before Craig can get his nose in there, so I pull right in line ASAP, get it in there. And then, so Alex, I think has a little mistake coming out of here. And then this one here, he tries to push me in, so we go real tight onto the corner. Bumper to bumper, pushing in, and Craig tries to get a good run out. You can see Nathan coming up on the outside of Craig there in the white Sparko. I'm not sure who that green car was behind, but that was also for position. So this is where Nathan gets past Craig. You can see Craig and Nathan going side by side behind me. And watch Craig here. He has a little mistake, gets a little brake lock up, and just about loops it. Manages to hold on to it. But once you get that going, it is really hard to try and get that back up and running. So unfortunately for Craig, he loses a handful of positions there, leaving Nathan now to attack me and me to attack Alex. In the actual race, I didn't actually get to see that. All I know is that suddenly Craig was missing. So I wasn't sure if he'd had a major accident or not. But it sort of gave me a little bit of breathing space for a lap or two. So lap 19 now. 3 more laps to go, and yeah, just old tyres was a big So coming down the run here towards the carousel, got a good run out of the S's, closing in on Alex. Not close enough for this time, but he goes defensive, so I go, alright, I'm going to take the optimal line. And Alex was, at this point, probably driving a bit too much on the mirror. He does make a little bit of a mistake coming up here, which ends up losing me in my positions myself. Going through here, see he gets a little bit wide, little moment, I get a good run out. So try and keep pressure. He again stays the inside line. So I'm like, okay, well I'll take the racing line and late apex it. Then Alex hits a little bit of wheel spin, just unsettles the back of the car a bit. Tries to get over to the right to stop me, but I'm able to get onto the inside, brake hard, and just take that racing line away from him and manage to get that position for P11. So which was. I felt very, very happy to have gotten that move, which was nice. Now we get a chopper view of that overtake. You can see Alex goes a little bit wide. I managed to pull the line back in. Bit of loss of traction on the corner exit. And we're able to get up side by side and just a little bit deeper under the brakes. Pull it up nicely and into the corner. So, felt very nice to get that move done, so I was quite happy with that. So back to the footage from before now. So coming around, about to start, 2 laps to go. At this point, my spotter is also telling me I've got 3 laps of fuel. So I get to the line, he goes, you got 3 laps of fuel remaining. I'm like, what? I'm sitting there going, oh no, I've got 3 laps of the race to go. Okay, here we go. This might be tighter than I anticipate. So my thought process is, well, I'm in it. If I run out of fuel, I run out of fuel. I'm just going to keep battling to the end. So now I'm sort of big run up, big slide coming up through the S's. I lose a bit of momentum. I can feel it. I immediately notice that Alex is closing in. So I make my intentions super clear. Go over to the right, make Alex go around the outside. Alex puts it up there and manages to stick it out there for a while, but then he's got Nathan poking up the inside of him, and that unsettles him. I managed to go a little bit wide. Little bit of contact there between Nathan and myself, but nothing too detrimental, and I don't think we even got a 0x out of it. So just good, hard, clean racing. Alex manages to hold on to his position from Nathan at this point. Nathan obviously trying to show his intentions. Alex going around the outside, but then Nathan managing to get up side by side. And at this point, you can see the guys behind are also racing for position hard. I was so focused on what was happening directly beside me, I couldn't actually see who was back there. But there you go. Now Nathan has gotten the position over Alex. So Again, good racing. Alex tries to have a little sneaky look up the inside there. Can't get it done. Now, so we're coming around to 2 laps to go. And this is when things really get interesting. So, again, I'm sort of pioneering. Again, my crew chief was telling me 2 laps of fuel remaining, coming up to the line. I'm sitting there going, oh, it's going to be tight. Coming around the corner here, Alex has a little bit of a look. Nathan gets a little bit wide on the exit. And then this, watch my throttle inputs. I'm struggling so much to try and keep the car in a straight line and get it going up this hill. I'm just sitting in for the longest time at low throttle. So this time Nathan gets that run and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to stick to the inside and make my indication clear. Nathan goes, okay, flashes me and goes around the outside. Now this is a gutsy move from Nathan. All sorts of locked up, manages to hold on to it. Goes a bit deep, goes a bit wide. I push it back on the inside. Oh, just about contact there between door to door. Still side by side coming into the boot. I'm on the outside here. I know he's there. I'm just trying to squeeze him to make sure I can get a good run out of the corner. Managed to hold him to the tie of the line so he can't get the power down. And then able to come around the corner here and stay in front of Nathan for that position. Couldn't believe I managed to pull that off, but we do get a chopper footage of that coming up, which was just absolutely wild. Great bit of fun racing. So here we go. So here comes the run up the towards the carousel. I make my indications there. Okay, I'm going the inside. Watch Nathan as he gets on the brakes here. Big lock up as he goes over the bump. Hooks it in, manages to catch it, but then runs a bit wide through the carousel. Oh, so close to contact there as we come out of the carousel into the boot section. And here I just want to squeeze him tight, keep him so he can't get down the power, which has the desired effect, and I'm able to track out and get a better acceleration out of the corner. Some of the most hair-raising, white-knuckle racing I've done, and just felt so much fun. Has a little look again here coming up to the sharp right-hander. This corner was really, really tricky. But anyway, so coming out now. Oh, yellow flags happening at this point, and I'm wondering what's going on. Xavier from the first lap who got me early, he was quite a lot faster, had a moment racing with Ben. Almost looped it but managed to hold on to it, and so I'm like, okay, there's a car in front of me now, let's attack. Let's get out of defense mode, let's get into attack mode. And Xavier, having had a slide, is dealing with some hot rears at the moment. So goes defensive, coming to turn 1. I go on the outside, give him a little push through the middle of the corner. Try and unsettle him just a touch to get a run, which has the desired effect. I'm able to get side by side up through the S's. We're just side by side here. He manages to just hold me out, but I keep it out of the wall. And again, pull back in line, and this time, now I'm on the outside. I've got the run, and Nathan behind is just wanting to try and find a gap anywhere he can. So I try and go deep here, and this moment was absolutely terrifying. So got a little bit wide, and next thing I know, there was 2 cars in front of me, and it was just like, wow, I didn't even realize Nathan was there. I knew Xavier was there, but Nathan, I was no idea. So I'm like, oh, and I know this is the white flag too. So I'm pushing, getting the rears lit up, trying to get the power down, and now just hoping for any mistake from Nathan. I'm like, I've got about two genuine overtaking spots remaining. So now we go on board for that moment with Alex. You can see myself and Xavier going side by side up through the S's. Oh, my car is all sorts of showing signs of stressing out with those tyres. Here Alex having to modulate that throttle as well. And all you can see is 3 cars now. He's like, okay, who am I going to follow for that draft? Nathan getting behind me. And I'm all on the brakes around the same time. Little bit wide there for myself. Xavier's able to hold it on the inside, and Nathan just opportunistic throws it up the inside and makes it stick. I go from being at the lead of the pack to behind the pack in less than 100 meters, and yeah, it was just driving so hard, pushing these cars as hard as I can on very old, sorry tyres that was protesting every turn. Now it's sort of that last moment of, is there anything left in the race? A couple of corners left to go. Xavier is in P10, Nathan is in P11, and I am currently in P12. Try and get up the inside. I'm just hoping, no big oversteer moment. No, that's and at that point, it's sort of the realization that this was my finish position was starting to sink in. That was my last chance to try and get a moment on Nathan, but he got the better drive. I couldn't get the power down. Coming to the start-finish line, cars going side by side behind us as well. And there you go, P12 at the end of the day. After battling for near on 10 laps, one of the best experiences of my life. Thank you.